watching the SEC here on ESPN. It is cold here in Fayetteville, so come on inside to Bud Walton Arena and get warm with us. We got LSU in town, 1-9 in the SEC, taking on the Arkansas Razorbacks at 3-7. You better bring your hard hat tonight because you know it is physical. Both teams needing a win here in the back half of conference play in the SEC. What is up, everybody? Alongside my guys, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schriffen. All right, let's be real about what this game is, right? Both teams in the bottom third of conference play, but in the SEC, this is a historical year. It is hard to come by wins this season. So for both teams tonight, a chance to get right.
Well, this is an opportunity to get better, and both teams need a win in a big way. Coming off disappointing losses in their last outing, it's a chance to change the momentum of the season.
We have got to focus on Arkansas's Vonamir Avicic on Saturday against Alabama. Led the team in points, rebounds, steals, blocks. This man did everything.
Well, Big Zeke showed why he was special. At 7'1" and the versatility that he has, he was on display in his last outing against Alabama. He showed post-up play, shooting three ball from outside and hit big shots in big moments.
Now, it was LSU who won the first matchup this season between the two teams, and Cam Carter delivered with 27 points in that win.
Well, Cam Carter is a bona fide bucket. He can score on all three levels. He can get it going really quickly, but they'll need that point production tonight on the road.
Ready to do this, partner?
Let's go.
Our officials tonight, Joe Lindsay, Kip Kissinger, and Tony Chiazza here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, over 19,000-seat Bud Walton Arena. As Arkansas Razorbacks coming out wearing the home white, LSU Tigers wearing the road purple. We are getting set for tip-off as both teams trying to get back in the win column. LSU, their only conference win this season was that game we talked about against Arkansas back on January 14th with a 4-point win. It'll be Avicic at 7'2", taking on Collins at 6'9", here to tip it up here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. And tipped out of bounds off of Avicic, so it's LSU with the rock first.
This will be a game of physical play under the boards, trying to have a sense of urgency. Both of these teams will have to find a way to manufacture offense and make shots, but second chance opportunities and getting on the offensive boards will be important for both of these teams.
It'll be interesting to see what changes after their first matchup, as Cam Carter had 27 that first time around, missing his first one. But he is not shy. Second opportunity, and he nails the three. LSU on the board first.
Well, you can't give Cam Carter two looks at it. Starting off right off of the gates, locked and loaded.
Take a look at the starting five for Arkansas Razorbacks. John L. Davis, he has really picked it up in the last four games, starting to figure things out here in the SEC. But the Razorbacks go to Avicic with their first possession, and he's off the mark.
Defensive stand there by Corey Chest.
And Avicic with his first rejection of the night.
And you see that defensive versatility. Avicic meeting him at the top.
Thero, a little too much dribble. Had it taken away by Jai Bailey. Bailey saw Avicic. He said, you know what, let me back this thing out. Bailey on Avicic again. Now goes with the scoop shot. That's how you get it around a 7'2" guy.
Yeah, good job. Turning on the Jets and getting the corner and getting it up off the glass quickly before Avicic was able to contest that one.
With no Boogie Flan, DJ Wagner has run the point here for Arkansas. His three straight on, missing. Rebound goes to Collins. Jordan Sears is so electric, second leading scorer on this team for LSU. You got to make sure you know where he is at all times.
Yeah, he can shoot it from deep, and he shoots it with a lot of confidence when it comes to him.
Here is Carter. They close out on him hard. Gives it up. Collins, he'll take a three. And a block is called on LSU. Let's take a look at that block from Big Z.
That's beautiful work by Big Z. He realized that he was beaten on the drive by Chest, and he met him at the apex. That's really good shot blocking skills. You understand that the offensive player has you beat, but you know that he has to go to the rim, so you beeline straight to the rim and meet him at up top.
All right, if Arkansas wants to get the rim win here in this rematch. What do they have to change here tonight?
Well, you can do a lot of that right there with a beautiful baseline out-of-bounds play. Clearing up Zvonimir Ivisic. It's the execution of that such. Good, solid screens, because if you can get your players freed up and they get their feet set, then they have a better opportunity to make shots. The shot-making ability has been something that's hindered Arkansas all season long. They got to get it shored up.
Collins high off the glass, and a rebound to Arkansas as Knox is pushing the pace. Going one-on-one, and he will lay it in, the freshman from Tampa, Florida.
That's a real crafty layup right there by Carter Knox. Able to move that ball around and find the bottom of the hoop.
Carter pull-up mid-range jumper short, and a good board by Jod Bailey. The focus on Arkansas in their shoot-around today was on rebounding. Didn't feel like LSU could get them on the offensive boards, but right now it's the Tigers playing big, an and one for Collins.
That was a great job there by LSU and Jordan Sears, the way he was able to handle that pick and roll, dragging Ivisic away from the basket and dropping it off. And there's the finish. Collins with the and one. On the other end, Carter with a beautiful layup in transition.
Damian Collins, the redshirt junior, had a career-high 10 rebounds the last time they played back on January 14th. Coach McMahon said he has to be a factor on the boards in order to get the win here tonight, as he misses a chance at the three-point play. Good job by Sears, moving his feet, staying in front of Wagner. Now Wagner splitting the D, making it look easy.
He did make that look easy. That was not bad defense by LSU, trying to show bodies in the gaps. But Wagner, spirited on that drive, had intentions to get all the way to the cup, and he did so.
Chess trying to get involved in this game now. Pick and roll, Collins slips to the rim, bottled up, passing inside, and a good job by Corey Chess to finish.
LSU's doing a really good job in their screen roll action. Arkansas is going to have to do a better job in their pick and roll coverage. They're allowing the roll guy to get open, headed right down the lane.
Here's Ivisic. You got to stay close to him because he will make you pay from deep.
He has such a sweet stroke. At 7'1", it's so compact and it's natural.
Pick and roll, Collins, and Ivisic, another eraser. Arkansas looking to push. Here's Big Z, gives it up. Knox, corner three ball, in and out. But John L. Davis stays with the play. And they're going to count the bucket as a goaltend is called against LSU.
Those are winning plays right there by John L. Davis, the hustle. But it's not only what Arkansas is doing on the defensive end with John L. Davis creating extra opportunities. It's been Big Z who's been active. Such a beautiful stroke, getting himself freed up off of that screen. Deep range and multiple blocks already in this game early on. Arkansas with the lead. This is something I don't think anyone would ever get a chance to see, but this is a marquee game, and it's going to be huge to watch.
All right, let's go to the replay to show you what we left with when we went to break. It was called a basket interference, but when they reviewed it at the monitor, LSU actually did not touch the ball.
You know, and we were having a talk during the break that I said I don't think he touched it, and this is outstanding camera work to see that Cam Carter did not touch that basketball, but the ball was rebounded by Arkansas.
So no basket. Arkansas with the ball. Thero can't get the jam. And here's Carter now on the breakout. Gibbons the third running with him, and Carter lays it in with the left.
And that's a big momentum change right there. You're Arkansas. You think you have the basket because of the offensive, the goaltending. You have a baseline out-of-bounds opportunity and miss a layup, and LSU goes the other way and gets a deuce.
That is 8 straight points in the paint for LSU. You know where they're focusing tonight.
Well, they have to establish something, and the shots haven't been falling from outside, and you want to establish the game by playing from the inside out. They seem to be doing so far.
Interesting moment in shoot-around for Arkansas today. Head coach asked all his guys, he said, do you want Jonas Adu to play more? And everyone raised their hand. Said, do you want Trevin Brazil to play more? Everyone raised their hand. Then he went to both of those guys and said, I need you guys to be out there. You got to play harder. You got to be rougher. You got to rough up the other team.
Well, you know, you have to call out your players sometimes. And Coach John Calipari understands he has some high-level players with some high expectations. You have to deliver. And in moments like that, as a player, you have to accept the opportunity to play. Forget the standings, forget what the expectations were early in the season, and don't even worry about the game of who you're playing. You have to show up and be consistent and be the player that you have the potential to be.
Carter getting a lot of attention. That leaves Fountain wide open, and he drains the three ball as he points to his partner Carter for the assist.
And Derek Fountain on the pick and pop. Popped out there with a lot of confidence and stroked it from the outside.
In his third season as the head coach, Matt McMahon, how positive was shoot-around today? It was refreshing coming in here, knowing the record for LSU, not sure what we would experience, but they were flying around, a very spirited practice today.
Positive and full of energy. And listen, LSU has been in games. They dropped a tough one against Ole Miss in the last one, had it won, couldn't hold on. They're one play away from getting the wins that they need. But you have to understand, they know that they have an opportunity to continue to play and pick up some quality wins, and you want to keep giving your team confidence to do so.
That was Richmond the third, couldn't get the follow slam, so it's LSU with the ball, up by 3. Arkansas blitzing the ball. Williams picks it up on the deck. I'd say Jonas Adu got the attention of his head coach. You see him there on the deck.
And let me tell you what that does. When you get into the hustle game, diving on the floor, not only does that give you some juice, but it also gets your teammates into the game. You'll see energy plays like that can be big moments for your team.
10 seconds on the shot clock for LSU. It's now at 7. Gibbons a third. He'll pull it. And a strong defensive possession for the Razorbacks. Billy Richmond a third, slicing through, but had that one blocked by Miller. As the freshman from Memphis, Tennessee, he has also been playing a lot better for Arkansas.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of really good shot blocking skills, and Billy Richmond the third there with the athleticism and length, able to come up with that one.
Arkansas 3 for 8 on layups so far here tonight. He said, bring your hard hat. Handoff is to Wagner. And he had it one taken away. He played 7 minutes here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, and it's LSU right now controlling the pace. Gibbons' little crossover, gets into the paint, dumps it off. And it's Brazil cleaning the glass. Inside they go, Brazil. To Adu, a little push shot, and it goes.
Really good push shot. And good big-to-big action as Trevin Brazil was able to find his front court mate, and Jonas Adu with the soft touch over the top.
Gibbons takes the bump, puts on the brakes, and LSU one and done. Goes Wagner, throws it up with the left, and he will get the whistle and get to the free throw line. It is LSU trying to end a 6-game losing streak here in Fayetteville, Arkansas, an early 1-point lead. I appreciate that. Yeah, I love my guy Dallin. Always got you covered from all angles, no matter what you're looking for the night.
Absolutely.
Significant to some. Go get it, my guy. And DJ Wagner giving Arkansas first lead of the night. As we take a look at our Star Watch, we focused on Cam Carter for LSU and Zvonimir Ivisic for Arkansas, both with 5 points right now.
Arkansas electing to jump into a little bit of full court token pressure, change up the rhythm of this game now that they got the first lead.
Williams sets his feet. Ooh, way off. Brazil in close. And I'll tell you what, Adu and Brazil were called out in shoot-around, and they have stepped up here in the early going for Arkansas.
Brazil did a really good job of spotting the defender, getting him on his hip, turning over his strong left shoulder for that jump hook. These are two players who are impactful. They have all of the size and tools that you need to be high-level players. It's just about the consistency on this year's team and what can they do when they answer the bell.
Knox had his pass picked off by Williams. As he calls for it again, missed badly his last one. But an offensive rebound. And it looked like it might have been off LSU. The officials are going to talk. All right, tomorrow night, we got number 3 Texas squaring off against number 8 Kentucky at the historic Memorial Coliseum in Lexington. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on ESPN2 and the app. We've got a great officiating crew. Joe Lindsay, Kip Kissinger, and Tony Chiazza talked about it, and they reversed the call, Arkansas ball. They are giving Ivisic no space beyond that three-point line. Brazil, he stepped out of bounds, turnover.
That's one, if you're Trevin Brazil, you have to shoot it. John L. Davis has done a good job to get into the paint. The pass wasn't on the money, but step into it to meet the pass. And even if it's not a three-pointer, you'll have your momentum going towards the basket as the shot clock's running down.
We have not seen Jordan Sears for LSU take a shot yet so far here tonight. In close, and Ivisic another block, but a backside rebound. And 2 for Robert Miller III.
You have to know where Ivisic is. And Corey Chess did a really good job on that one to try to attack that with authority. And when he was able to do that, the rebound opportunity still stayed with LSU, and they got the putback.
Ivisic now has 10 blocks over his last 5 halves of basketball. He is a presence. He will still shoot it with 2 on him, and he left it short.
Look for Jordan Sears to try to create some things for himself.
How about a little logo 3?
You know, it's only a matter of time. When you're a scorer, it's only a matter of time that you feel as if you got to get into the action. Now, that was something that I think that he came down flowing into that one, that was a tough one to shoot. You still want to give it up and get it back so you can have your rhythm moving in it and trust that your teammates can find you.
So you feel like he made up his mind no matter what the situation was going down the floor?
Absolutely. Listen, scorers know the situation. You all know if you are a big scorer and you have high expectations for yourself. It's been 11 minutes to go in the ball game. You haven't got an attempt up. It's time. But at the same time, that's where you have to trust your ability and trust your team to let the shot come to you, because you still want to shoot good rhythm shots to allow you to be efficient and be an even better scorer as the game moves forward.
There goes Thero. Thought he got fouled. No whistle. But off of chest, it'll stay with Arkansas. You know, you just said that like a true big man.
Listen, it's always a game within the game. You know, and you got to know how to get your points and how you're going to get it. Really good scores, there's a system to it. You draw fouls, you get to the free throw line. You understand the clock and situation to get to the bonus. It's a mentality that you have to have. It's not a bad thing, but you have to know when to pick and choose to use it, because at some point it can mess up the chemistry of the team.
Let's see if Sears will get a good one here in the flow. Takes another one, missing his last 2. As Davis trying to save it, jump ball at midcourt, and it's going to go off LSU, Arkansas ball.
Did you see the hops? Wow. I mean, the vertical here on this attempt here, Jordan Sears. There's John L. Davis taking a seat, trying to save it.
You know, John L. Davis told me what's helped him recently is locking in defensively is a Visic with the reverse slam.
That's high level right there. You know, those are high level fundamentals on this play. At 7'1", to catch that ball on the move, come to 2 feet, know where the rotation was, pivot and finish with the reverse. That's spectacular.
Are you shaving an inch? I got 7'2".
Well, give it to him. You know, it was at bare feet height, you know.
Shot clock's at 8 for LSU. Let's see what Sears can make happen here. We'll give it up. It's now at 3. Collins, a contested 3. Visic might have even got a piece of that one. Wagner in and out, gets downhill, but it's tipped up and in. As Arkansas opening up the biggest lead of the night, and Matt McMahon, head coach LSU, wants a timeout. They're about to call the Hogs here in Fayetteville.
Vonnevier Visic is continuing his stellar performance as of late. He started this game out with big-time rim protection and shown off the touch with the versatility from outside. Beautiful footwork on the interior, finishing at the rim. Big Z has it rolling for the Razorbacks.
He's a guy who is really starting to pour it on as of late, averaging almost 2 blocks per game. Tonight, he's got 3. Go along with 7 points. But even when he doesn't block a shot, how many has he affected or altered when someone's trying to come to the rim?
So much length. And I love to see the aggression of trying to be a more assertive defensive shot blocker. You know, a lot of players are timid, but he's having a lot more aggression trying to be effective around the ring.
Let's see if LSU can get back on track offensively. 1 for their last 11 from the floor. Chest, a little push off, got away with it and nails the mid-range jumper.
Good body control there by Corey Chest. That pull-up J created the separation, was able to rise up and knock that one down. Big shot for LSU coming out of the break.
Backdoor cut, and Wagner can't finish reverse. LSU looking to run. Chest, another offensive rebound, and a foul called on Big Z. Saturday on the SEC Network, Chaz Lanier and number 5 Tennessee hosts Vandy. That one's in Knoxville, 1 Eastern, as part of a men's basketball quadruple header.
Rick Barnes in Tennessee trying to get a little get back against Mark Byington. And the Vanderbilt Commodores should be a good one on Rocky Top.
Is Vanderbilt the surprise team in the SEC for you? Who would you go with?
Well, you got to give it to what Mark Byington has done in this league. You know, to come to Vanderbilt after his run at James Madison and to be picked last in the SEC preseason poll. And he has his team in contention to be in the NCAA tournament and playing really good basketball. I mean, but listen, you can go up and down throughout the entire league and pick any coach and any team who's playing well. That's just what the season in the SEC is like.
How about Bailey? An extra possession for LSU, and Cam Carter makes him pay with a 3 as LSU retakes the lead.
We talked about the physicality in the activity. The O boards have really been something huge for LSU, getting them second opportunities, and LSU has been able to take advantage of that.
Pick and roll with Big Z, but he put it on the deck, and Carter takes it away, but now batted out of bounds. We know Big Z can do a little everything. I don't know about the handles, though.
I don't know. I mean, he's a talented player. You know, he got his upbringing in the Adriatic League overseas, a really tough league in that league. Played with teams that are in Serbia and Croatia and Montenegro, and you go around and play a lot of those teams with some really good players that have come from there. Nikola Jokic, Goran Dragic, Bogdan Bogdanovic. So when you grow up with that type of tutelage, playing in that region, skill set is something they expect. Even if you're 7'2", they expect for you to be able to dribble the ball, shoot from the outside, and understand how to think the game.
With the way he's been knocking down threes, how much does that open it up for everyone else now on the floor? Here's Davis, wide open 3, too strong, and 2 LSU players can't corral it. It'll stay with Arkansas.
It's been multiple possessions of miscommunication on finishing out possessions for LSU. And this has been what it's like in the season. It's when you get to the end of the game, one rebound, one play, one made shot on a clear look, and Arkansas makes you pay.
Off the inbound of Isic. Gives Arkansas a 1-point lead. He now has 9 on the night. Six minutes to play here in this first half in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Givens a lot of dribble inside. And it's bounced out to Arkansas.
So much length by Arkansas. It's a tough finish for LSU around the basket. You have to make sure you understand where the shot blockers are and have an understanding of how you're going to get that up on the boards to finish.
Brazil wasn't ready for it. Another turnover.
Good look by Big Z. He's not able to handle it. The last 2 tries, he had assist opportunities. Arkansas not able to take advantage.
Catch and shoot. Carter off the mark, and Brazil will be fouled on the rebound. They call that one on Miller. So the 7th team foul on LSU, and that'll send Trevin Brazil, a 53% free throw shooter, to the line for the front end of a 1-and-1. Didn't look like a 50% free throw shooter there.
Stepped up with a lot of confidence. I always hated 1-and-1s. So much pressure. You feel every player leaning in, expecting the missed rebound. 50% free throw shooter. He stepped up and knocked that one down.
But true to his percentage, 1 of 2 from the line. All right, if you're LSU, Big Z is getting a breather on the bench. How does that change your offensive game plan? I just see them go inside, but Brazil swats it.
I was going to say, it's not going to make it any easier at the rim with the length of Arkansas.
Wagner using the screen from Adu.
That's where Adu has to recognize the mismatch and seal Givens and get the easy touch. But the basket there by Jonell.
Jonell Davis. Fountain off 2 feet, and he was patient for that bucket.
Really good balance there by Derek Fountain, taking his time, getting over his strong shoulder, dropping in that right-hand jump hook.
Handoff is to Davis. Pull-up jumper again, and he's starting to heat up. He said he knows it's starting to click for him in the SEC. It's taken him some time, he said, with the length and the athleticism. You just have to be a little more creative to get your shots off.
Well, listen, Jonell Davis is a really good player. He's a proven veteran. He's been to a Final Four, and he can score in bunches. But you have a different role. You're coming to a new program with a lot of talent around you, and it takes some time to catch your rhythm, but he's starting to catch it now.
Miller plus the foul. We are going to step aside here in Fayetteville as we are in the break zone. Oh, everyone's talking about it in Tuscaloosa. Number 1 versus number 2. We can't wait.
This is College Game Day.
The energy, the passion, it's just different here. There is nowhere better for basketball.
Get them riled up.
That's incredible.
College Game Day live from Tuscaloosa. Saturday at 10 a.m.
I appreciate Dallin bringing the heat tonight. Now I want to stay for halftime and see what happened in that game.
And they're absolutely right. Coach Greenberg speaking on ball screen defense. LSU has had opportunities to knock down shots. You have to clean up. What are you doing? Are you hedging? Are you drop coverage? But you have to make sure you're in position to shore that up.
Thero's 3 off the mark, and a strong board from Miller. LSU with a chance to tie or take the lead here in this possession. Bailey throws up the lob, and he throws it down. Robert Miller III.
Great job by LSU once again going screen roll, but it's Arkansas. You have to make sure, if you're Trevin Brazile, you got to be at the level of the screen or you have to be dropped back and then help in the gaps.
Davis takes the bump, and he will get to the free throw line. Can we take another look at that alley?
It's a great pinpointed pass, but Trevin Brazile is in no man's land. As you're able to see Miller go up top for the alley-oop. But this is something that if I'm LSU, I'm going to continue to ride. You put Arkansas in the pick and roll situation. See if the big stops the ball. If he doesn't stop the ball, then you continue to turn the corner and see what you can create for yourself and then spray it out for shooters.
Well, you know who's going to want to put an end to that as Big Z is coming back into the game as we take another look.
Yeah, it's a great job in hesitating that dribble there, Bailey, putting that one right on the money. And of course, when you have athletes like Robert Miller III, any pass is on the money.
Just a freshman out of Houston, Texas. But LSU feels like he is really improving his play, getting better defensively, his touch around the rim, and he showed his ability to finish. So 1 of 2 from the line for Arkansas. 1 point lead with 3 minutes to play in this first half. You talked about LSU and inability to close out halves. What's the key here under 3 minutes?
Well, of course, on the defensive end, it's always going to be rebounding. You have to finish off your defensive possessions and understand how you gain rebound. But offensively, it's the execution and doing a better shot of getting clean shots and not having the shots that are poor caliber that lead to easy transition buckets the other way.
Davis driving baseline. That one was affected by Green. See if LSU can get a quality shot here this possession. Carter one-on-one against Brazile, and he lost the handle. Off that turnover. Jordan Sears, the point guard for LSU, coming back into the game. Here's Davis averaging over 18 points in his last 3 games and had that one stripped away and a foul. You can see his confidence building. You talked about the run he went on with Florida Atlantic, but this is a very different position he is in this season with Arkansas. And what I love about this young man is his humility. He is so humble, and he's so grateful for this opportunity to step up and show what he can do on this stage.
Oh, yeah, fine young man. I mean, every time you get a chance to come into the gym, you know, you can see that he has a personality that is attractive. It's been a struggle for him, and oftentimes when you change teams, it's a big adjustment that players have to deal with. I mean, you're in a different situation as far as familiarity. You might have teammates that might not view you as the number one option. You get reluctant shots, then they come your way, and you feel the pressure that you have to make every single one. But Johnell Davis is a high-level talent. He just has to relax and show it.
Victorious Miller. Some of the Boo Birds coming out here in Fayetteville. The runner for Sears. That is his first bucket of the night as LSU retakes the lead.
And that's a good shot there for Jordan Sears. He shot the 2 logo threes earlier, but he has the ability to get in the paint, and he's able to see the floater drop. That's huge for the scoring guard.
Big Z getting all the attention inside as Sears will foul him, his second.
Foul on the switch there on Sears, but on the offensive end, turns the corner, doesn't challenge the shot blockers, and throws a nice floater up over the top. That's a high percentage shot for Jordan Sears. Every small guard needs to have that in their bag. You have to be able to get into the paint and finish. And a good soft floater is always a really good tool to have. Jordan Sears was trying to speak with officials about the last foul. Felt like it was a miscommunication for LSU. You have to understand when there's a switch and the guard is going to the paint, you have to X out with the bigger defender on the bottom and send Sears to the corner. He had a foul drawn. guarding a 7'2" guy. You want to make sure you put your teammates in the right position and X Sears out to the corner and pick it up if you're the big.
Nice job by the LSU bench to make sure Sears know that he has 2 fouls right now. You do not want to pick up your third with just over a minute to play in this first half. Carter turning the corner. Nice dump off as Chest rocks the rim.
Man, Chest almost put his chest on the rim with the elevation on that slam.
Under a minute to play here at Arkansas in this first half. A little zone here by LSU.
Good change up, a good strategy to do it towards the end of the half.
Knox will step into one and nail the three.
That's how you get people out of the zone. You step up with confidence when the ball is swung to you, and Carter Knox does just that with the tray ball.
So LSU making sure to inbound under 30 seconds, so the shot clock is turned off. They will get the last shot.
Savvy move. Got to understand the game within the game.
And a reach-in foul called on DJ Wagner.
It's the ball screen defense once again by Arkansas. If you're Big Z, you're in no man's land, and it creates extra rotations. And this is what you're trying to avoid when you're in your pick and roll coverage. You have several ways that you can guard that, but if you have to extend 1, 2, 3 steps, you're putting the defense in a compromising situation.
Timeout, Arkansas. We will take the quick break and come back after this. Take a look at Joe Lenardi's SEC bracketology. You can see 13 teams get into the big dance from the SEC.
Listen, every single game is an opportunity for you to improve that NCAA tournament resume. And it doesn't matter where you are in the standings right now. It's important for every team to keep a high level of confidence and trust in the coach to try to move forward, because the season is far from over.
Shot clock turned off, 12 seconds to end this first half for LSU. Big Z now guarding the ball. This is victorious Miller, nothing but nylon. As Coach Calipari throws something, he can't believe it. Out of the timeout, LSU with a 3-ball, taking a 1-point lead into the half.
Big shot for LSU, giving them momentum. They seem to have a lot of bounce in them step going to the second half.
Let's go to the studio. I need to see what that highlight is that Dallin was talking about. Welcome back to the SEC here on ESPN. It is 24 degrees in Fayetteville, Arkansas. That's why we love hoops season, because we are indoors, it is warm, and it's LSU with a 1-point lead at the half. What's up, everybody? Welcome back courtside here alongside my guys, Richard Hendricks. I'm John Trippin. This is just the second time this season here in conference play that LSU with a lead at the half. The other time was Saturday against Ole Miss. They were not able to hold on to that game down the stretch. What does LSU need to do to get the win here tonight?
Continue to make plays when they make the adjustments. After timeouts, head coach Matt McMahon has done a great job of getting his team to respond, but he's got another half to see if they can get it done on the road.
If you're Arkansas, what do you do to change things around?
Well, Arkansas has to shore things up on their pick and roll coverage. They've been picked apart. They've been in miscommunication on the defensive end, and they're going to have to tighten up. I'm sure they have made the adjustments at the half, but if they can do that, they can get this game going back into their favor.
Carter leading the way for LSU, 8 points, 4 assists. Big Z, the only player in double figures so far tonight, 11 points, 3 blocks. I don't even know how many he has affected. That number off the charts.
Well, he's been a man down low, and his ability and versatility, you can see how it impacts the game all around. He's been doing a really good job with the rim protection and rotating over from the weak side, and offensively, he's in a rhythm.
It'll be Arkansas wearing the home white to start with the ball first here in the second half. We talked to LSU head coach Matt McMahon today. He said, you know, our last game Saturday, we played 37 minutes, probably the best 37 minutes we've played this season, but we did not finish the game, and he said that's what we need to figure out how to do here at Arkansas.
Well, he said the way he's going to combat that is just to be a worker, and they've had some really good practices.
That one erased by Corey Chest.
You see more of the workman-type mentality with that rejection. They're going to come out and fight. They've done a really good job so far in the first half, but it's the second half. Can you make the plays down the stretch to get it done?
The illegal screen called against Damian Collins.
The rotation by LSU, great job by Corey Chess. Sliding over at the right moment. The athleticism and extension to get that one up top.
And that is not how you want to pick up your third foul just to start this second half on a screen so far away from the bucket.
Yeah, it's well beyond the three-point line. Pick and roll basketball. Oftentimes people think it's a simple thing. But as a big, you have to know how to set screens, when to slip, the angles in which to roll, when to hold your screen to allow your guard to operate. And it takes a lot of time and experience to get good at that.
Foul called against John L. Davis in the post against Robert Miller III. That'll be his first personal. So the freshman from Houston, Texas, LSU's Robert Miller III will get more playing time now with 3 fouls on Collins.
He's in lob threat when they come off those ball screens.
They're going to put him in the pick and roll here with Sears. Miller, he's going to challenge Big Z, and high off the glass it goes.
And that was beautiful. I love the fundamentals that Miller made. Understands he has a shot blocker, plays off 2 feet, comes to a jump stop and pump fakes, get him up in the air, and drops in a nice soft hook. Beautiful basketball.
Now that's how LSU started the game, going into the paint. A 3-point lead here to start this second half.
LSU switching on ball screens and a good help.
Tipped away, and Arkansas gets it back. Knox with 2 hands, throws it down.
Multiple possessions that LSU has not been able to corral the basketball and finish off the play. And Arkansas is doing a great job of capitalizing on those moments. That big dunk is starting to get the crowd into it.
Freshman Miller calling for it in the post. Now he steps out to bring Big Z away from the basket, and in another illegal screen. This one's on Miller.
It's a converging down, but not making sure you know where all of the players are. Janelle Davis, he's made hustle plays all night that have resulted in extra possessions for Arkansas and a big throwdown by the Razorbacks.
Wagner turns that corner and finishes with the left as Arkansas retakes the lead. 9th lead change so far tonight.
And DJ Wagner has had several spirited drives to the basket, starting to find something when there's no rim protection.
There goes Thero, 1-on-2. And it looked like Bailey got the worst of that one as the foul is called on him as second.
DJ Wagner receiving that ball and coming off a ball screen. No help there by LSU to rotate over. Wagner is able to find a crease all the way to the cup. Now, those are plays on your ball screen coverage. It's the toughest thing to guard in the game, and that's why teams run it. But you have to make sure that you understand what the assignment is to get the percentages on your side defensively.
The foul starting to rack up for LSU as Bailey just picked up his 3rd. And a careless reach in there is now called against Wagner. Victorious Miller, the freshman from Los Angeles. Look out, coming through is Robert Miller III. He has made an impact off the bench.
That was a great move. And that pocket pass by Sears led him right to the basket. And his athleticism by Miller was able to do the rest.
There are some nice young pieces here on this LSU squad. Skip pass, Knox. And it had it rejected, and Knox goes down hard as they call a foul. Wow.
Have to take a
chest with the bungees.
Yes. And the rotation over. You know, John, I don't know where the foul.
It did look like he got a lot of the arm. As Knox now to the free throw line to shoot 2. So for Miller, that is now his 3rd personal. So LSU with 3 players with 3 fouls here early on in this second half. Bailey, Miller, and Collins all have 3. Carter, crossover, lowers that shoulder, and Big Z, another block. That's his 4th. Ivicic, hand in his face, no problem. When you're 7'2", no one's blocking that.
That's exactly right. Jordan Sears rotated over on the switch, and the 7'2", Zvonimir Ivicic didn't even see him. Lined it up and knocked it down.
Miller with the pump fake. Wow, this freshman is something special. He is giving it to Big Z.
Yes, he is. He's showing his skill set. He's getting it done in pick and rolls. He's posting up, finishing with beautiful touch around the basket.
That one was a force and a half as Knox bailing out Arkansas.
Big play. The extra effort, getting another look at it. Those are momentum buckets that you need if you're Arkansas.
Crowd trying to get in it here at Bud Walton Arena as a steal to Davis. You can just tell this place is waiting to erupt. Thero, and he'll be tripped baseline. We are in the break zone here in Fayetteville. How about Zvonimir Ivicic?
A lot of times when you think you have the mismatch, you want to take them down low, but not Big Z. He's knocking down a big 3.
We out here. Big 3, we're bringing the energy. Fact, plenty of hoop knowledge.
And a whole lot of fun. College Game Day live from Columbia on ABC.
That is the epicenter of women's basketball. Let's be real. Dawn Staley has done for the women's team at South Carolina something special as they're trying to bounce back after their last loss at Texas.
Yeah, it's going to be a big-time game. South Carolina coming off a loss, but UConn last playing an SEC team on the road at Tennessee, losing that one. This is going to be a big top 5 performance. Looking forward to checking that one out on the women's side.
Well, we've got a good one here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Alongside my partner, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schriffen. We appreciate you joining us. Both teams in desperation mode as Big Z throws it down.
Arkansas has done a tremendous job on their baseline out-of-bounds opportunities. They've been dialing it up and doing an outstanding job. When you run your baseline out-of-bounds sets, those are plays to score baskets. You're just not trying to inbound the ball to run an offensive set. Set good screens, cut with a purpose, and see if you can get a basket.
Good pull-up, Jay, by Victorious Miller, the freshman from Los Angeles. There's been no quit in this LSU team.
No, the fight is there. And do a good job on the ball pressure.
Ivicic calling for it, and he shows the soft touch. He now leads all scorers with 18.
Ivicic is really in the zone. And I love the way that he is reading the game. You know, he has the ability on the outside. He shot some outside shots, but he also makes sure to mix it up by getting on the interior and using that length to his advantage.
Robert Miller III, he has been going at Big Z all night long, and he puts him in the blender again. LSU 11 for their last 13 from the floor dating back to that first half.
Superb footwork. I mean, this is something you're not seeing in the collegiate game anymore. Players who are really going to work on the low post. He's showing true low post skill. Arkansas has been dialing up the action. Great screen there by Knox. Big Z is able to get freed up and keeping his hands high so he doesn't get an offensive foul and push off, and the finish over the top.
So Vicic will get a breather, and a pull-up J goes for Billy Richmond III. For Richmond, that is his first point tonight.
Starting to have an old school feel through it. Post-ups, mid-range J's.
I like this throwback.
Oh, me too.
The freshman Miller III will set that screen. They missed him on the roll. 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Got to give it to him in the post. He was working earlier.
There goes Givens. He's going to lean in, force one. That's not a good one.
Miller had a man on his back. You have to throw it to the post, to the guy that's got the rhythm and trust. Even if he doesn't shoot it, the ball's going to come back out for a better shot.
Thero was on a mission. You just knew he was going to put that in.
Dude, Thero drives extremely hard. You know, when he gets his frame going downhill, you have to make a business decision if you're going to stand in front of him. And if you don't, it's a bucket at the basket.
Largest lead of the game, Arkansas up 6. Tough shot with the shot clock winding down, and Arkansas trying to pull away here in the second half. There goes Richmond. Arkansas hitting their last 6 shots from the floor, opening up the largest lead of the game. Lil Woo Pig here inside Bud Walton Arena. Arkansas, largest lead of the game for the Razorbacks, up 53-45 here in this second half.
Arkansas has been getting some high percentage shots. Dude, Thero at 6'8", 220. When he gets moving downhill, he's a load to stop. And there he is finishing in the paint. Billy Richmond III with a full head of steam, not being denied at the rack.
Well, you can tell something was said in the locker room for Arkansas at the half. Shooting now 9 of 12 from the floor here in this second half, 14 of those points coming in the paint.
Well, Arkansas is a big, strong, physical team. And it's clear that there's a concerted effort to try to get baskets at the rim. Going downhill, finishing and challenging the shot blockers, and just playing with a little bit more assertiveness to finish with authority.
All right, if you're LSU, how do you take back this momentum here, finding yourself down by 8?
Well, Matt McMahon has done a really good job in the ATOs after timeouts of dialing up some action to get some clean looks. But they have to do a better job setting screens because they haven't gotten clean looks, and those possessions have hurt them.
Carter couldn't finish there on the lay-in. As Arkansas trying to push this lead to double digits for the first time tonight. Adu, rim run off the mark, and he commits the foul going over the back. In the break zone, we will step aside and come back to Fayetteville after this. Courtside alongside Richard Hendricks, I'm John Trippinard. You talked about how this game tonight is kind of like a throwback. Why don't we throw it all the way back, almost 20 years ago, to McDonald's All-American game back in 2005 when my partner, suiting it up in the McDonald's All-American game. Richard Hendricks on the left, joined by Tasman Mitchell, who's a special assistant for LSU on the bench tonight.
It's so good. You see some of these players that you played with from years ago, and now they're having important roles on the bench at their particular school. Tasman Mitchell, a 2-time All-SEC performer and SEC champion at LSU, as well as Ronnie Brewer, who played at Arkansas during those times. It's good to see that the staffs have these players who have so much experience in winning ways and traditions within the program now can use that knowledge to help the current players on these rosters.
All right, be honest. Back in the day when you were at Alabama, could anybody tell you anything? Did you listen?
Of course I listened.
All right.
Of course. Listen, I'm going to tell you, you have to understand when you have the wisdom around you, you have to take advantage of it. And when you have those type of people around you, you can't take it for granted, because it's a wealth of knowledge that can help you when you're moving forward in your professional careers and even in life.
Best piece of advice you would give to a young person coming up right now, potentially entering high school or college basketball?
Wow. The best piece of advice would be in the moment. Don't take these moments for granted. This is the best time of your life when you're playing basketball, and it goes by quickly. And if you can do it with your teammates and give it all you have, to have something that you can remember, it's worth all of the effort that you're able to put forth.
Richmond trying to split the D, had it deflected out of bounds. I mean, look at where we're at. Bud Walton Arena seats over 19,000 people here in Fayetteville, Arkansas. In the SEC, in a historical season, this might be the best conference we have ever seen in college basketball. If you can't enjoy this moment,
The Basketball Palace of Mid-America has been a great atmosphere. Two teams battling, understanding that it's important to see if you can get a win, get some momentum going to finish out the end of the season. I know a lot of people will look at those records and say LSU is 1-9, Arkansas is 3-7. But this is an important game. And when you have really good teams left on your schedule, you have opportunities to give yourself a chance to improve your NCAA tournament resume, give you momentum moving into the SEC tournament, and you never know what game will be the game that can make this team turn the corner to reach their potential.
shot clock's at 9. Inside they go to Adu. Had it tipped out of bounds by Carter with 8 on the shot clock remaining. Take a look at the upcoming schedule for the Razorbacks. And it is a tough one. At Texas A&M, at Auburn. There really is no easy game in the SEC.
There's no easy game, but you got to look at it as an opportunity to compete.
Richmond to third, catch and shoot. And a shot clock violation.
Good defensive stand there for LSU. Struggling to get things going on the offensive end. You got to use your defense to give your team some juice and hope that it translates over on the offensive side of the court.
Jordan Sears has not gotten on track here tonight as he is fouled on the perimeter. Has not taken many shots either. Just 1 of 3, 2 points for Sears. He's the second leading scorer for this LSU team.
Well, if he's going to get it going, this is the time to start doing so. He had that one floater that he had in the middle of the paint. Wasn't able to knock it down from the outside. But he's going to have to try to figure some things out with this long and stingy defense of Arkansas because his point production is needed.
That was the third personal on Wagner for Arkansas as he takes a seat. Carter had the scoring going early for LSU, but he's quieted down. Tough jumper. Tipped around. Looked like it was off of Knox. It'll stay with LSU. Tell you who has been impressive. The freshman, Robert Miller III, leading the way with 14 points for LSU.
And so efficient, 7 for 9 from the field with some beautiful moves in the post.
He sets the screen there, and the 3 falls for Cam Carter.
Now that's a big one right there from LSU. A good design play, executed it well, got a good screen for Cam Carter, and he handled his business by knocking down the tray ball. 5-point ball game.
Under 10 minutes to play in the second half as LSU refuses to go away. Davis, 3 ball, and it's Carter with the board. Carter wheeling, dealing, comes to a stop, and Big Z puts an end to that.
Almost got that over Big Z as the pump fake was successful, but not enough on that one to get it over the top.
Razorbacks taking their time here in this half-court set. Davis with the left offhand, and he misses.
Chess took on the defensive assignment, switching everything on the last possession.
Sears, wide open 3, and he hits the backboard. It's been almost a 4-minute scoring drought for Arkansas. Big Z from straight on, and he will put an end to that. 21 points to lead all scorers tonight.
Big Z, cash money from the top of the key.
Second consecutive game with 20 or more points, the first 2 of his career. As he's pouring it on, an important time here for Arkansas. Miller, hook shot, that soft touch goes again. He's got 16.
Tremendous, absolutely lovely. He's taking his time playing like a veteran, catching the ball and demanding it, spotting the defense and going to work.
Ivicic on the roll, throws it down.
And the dime by Billy Richmond III put that one right on the money off of that screen roll action, and Big Z was able to get that one, finish it above the rim.
Here comes the crowd at Bud Walton Arena. Step back, 3-ball, Carter.
It's a tough shot, high degree of difficulty. And Arkansas looks like they want to call a timeout. Big Z has been playing lights out tonight, continuing the form that he was on the recent game against Alabama. The all-around game that he has, showing the versatility. They kick it out fine. Ivicic, he knocks down an open 3. And not only on the outside, but he can get it done on the interior with this beautiful dime by Billy Richmond III. Puts it on the money, and Big Z does the rest.
Saturday, it's the game everyone's talking about. Number 1 Auburn taking on number 2 Alabama at 4 Eastern in a Sonic blockbuster. Then Syracuse hosts North Carolina at 8 Eastern, 7 Central. Number 15 Kentucky squaring off against Texas at the Moody Center in Austin. Number 1 versus number 2, Saturday. I cannot wait.
The Iron Bowl of basketball for all the marbles. First place in the SEC on the line. 2 big-time performers there. Janai Broome, the interior play for Auburn, at a double-double, and a leader in assist as well with Mark Sears. Can get it going from outside. Man, it's going to be a good one.
Is Janai Broome the National Player of the Year?
Well, I definitely think it's between him and Cooper Flagg. I do think he's the best big man in the game with his ability to command a double team, score down low, shoot from the outside. He's unique in the college game today when you don't have that type of player. He'll be a big factor in that game against Alabama, but Alabama has a loaded roster. It should be a lot of fun to watch.
Oh, I can't wait for that. We approach 7 minutes to play here in the second half. Shot clock's at 6. As Ivicic couldn't get the handle. Carter going 1 on 5. Get it back, his runner left it short. Offensive rebound to Collins, and Big Z with the block, but Collins says, take that.
And that's how you go up strong. Rejected, stayed with it with the intensity. Collins with the slam in traffic.
Arkansas and shoot-around said LSU cannot get offensive rebounds on us, but that has not been the case tonight. Davis thought about it. Now he goes back door, but misses the bunny, and he is bailed out with the foul.
Beautiful move there by Janelle Davis. Got bottled up, but after the pass, stayed on the move. But this is the activity that you want to see. Damian Collins gets it blocked, but stays after it, and this time muscles it home with a dunk.
And Collins is a guy who's only played 9 minutes tonight. That's because of foul trouble. He has 3 fouls back on the floor.
Well, that's a frustration move. This is a contributor who hasn't been on the court, got in early foul trouble. If you want to contribute to this game, got a shot block. And he said he was going to go weight room on the last one and finish that one.
I was so impressed with Matt McMahon in shoot-around today. Just the way he handles this situation, told about his guys, and said, what we're going through, this is life. How do you bounce back from dealing with adversity? And what also really stood out from shoot-around, he did not raise his voice once. Never yelled at the guys, preached through positivity, and everyone was locked in today.
Well, you have to have a coaching style and philosophy, and Matt McMahon is trying to get his team motivated down the stretch. This is a coach who's won 30-plus games at Murray State prior to his time at LSU. He knows what winning is like. It's just a matter of being one more possession, one play away to get things going for LSU. They're going to see if they can get things sparked down the stretch, but it's going to be tough against these Razorbacks.
Bailey spinning in the lane, and another offensive rebound. This time it's Derek Fountain. Miller hoists up a three, and DJ Wagner pulls it down. The offense is going through Big Z tonight, leading the way with 23 points. Wagner makes the adjustment as the lane opens up in Arkansas, back to a 10-point lead.
When Wagner turns the corner, he is tough to stop.
Largest lead in a conference home game this season for Arkansas right now at 10. Making an adjustment, victorious Miller. That's what happens when you see the shot blocker.
That was tough. The deceleration by Victorious Miller on that one. And to get it over the top of the 7-footer, high degree of difficulty on that finish.
Thero missing close. And Miller's pass off the mark. Now here comes Thero the other way. And they're going to call a block on Jordan Sears of LSU.
Good things happen when you're aggressive in transition. And to do Thero at 6'8", 220 pounds, I'm telling you, you got to make a decision when he's coming downhill on you. He was able to draw the foul, and this time he's going to the free throw line, shoot for two.
Some more foul trouble for LSU as Jordan Sears has now picked up his 4th personal. So Ivisic goes to the bench for Arkansas as Adu comes back in, and for LSU, Collins goes to the bench, and the freshman sensation Robert Miller III will come back in. Where are you going offensively for LSU this possession?
Well, of course, you got Robert Miller, who's been able to get things going, but LSU is going to have to get some production going from the outside. They've been able to get some things down low. With the tone of this game, you got to hit some shots to open up some driving lanes.
Miller trying to make it happen off the bounce. He will find Miller in the lane. Adu in the air, covers and gets the block.
With verticality and strength there by Jonas Adu with the rejection.
Wagner was looking for the lob instead. Now here's John L. Davis, his runner, comes to a stop. He's been so smooth tonight. He's in double figures with 11.
That's beautiful basketball right there. John L. playing under control, coming to that jump stop and the soft floater over the top.
Miller off the window, and it's pulled down by Thero.
Arkansas locking up defensively.
Razorbacks in no rush, under 3 minutes now to go in the second half.
Good job.
Give me the ball. He is calling for it, but the shot clock winding down. Had his shot blocked by Bailey, and now here's Victorious Miller, one-on-one versus Wagner. And he makes a business decision as Miller with the jam.
It's a good defensive stand there by LSU. Physical, not allowing any cutters for Arkansas.
We are not done yet. LSU still in striking distance.
In order to be a really good scorer, you must be a willing screener. And John L. Davis does an outstanding job of getting himself open by setting a solid screen right there on Derek Fountain, making the defense have to converge on everyone else. Then when he gets the ball, plays in space, dribbles to a spot, plays off 2 feet with a nice floater over the top. Excellent fundamentals on display by John L. Davis.
You know, we talked to John L. Davis this morning. He also talked about the fact that everyone has to do something a little extra with Boogie Fland out indefinitely, had successful surgery on that right thumb on January 22nd. And with no Boogie Fland, everyone is doing a little more, especially Zvonimir and Visic, 23 points, 4 blocks.
Well, sometimes when you're on teams and you have a man that goes down, it forces every player to realize they have to pick up their level of play, that they also have to learn how to trust and play with each other more and sacrifice and play with a more synergistic style. Arkansas has been able to do that. They've been in some close games as of late, haven't been able to come up with all of the wins, but you can see that this is a program and a team that is finding itself and starting to play much better basketball.
2:38 to play here in the second half. LSU trying a little full court press.
Really good job by Arkansas to handle the pressure, get the ball back into the operational area, and run their offense.
Pick and roll with Big Z. They find him on the slip, and that's just too easy.
That's terrific execution coming out of the break. Handling.
A follow slam, no good from Chest, as Arkansas will pull it up and eat some more clock.
And this is what I talk about when you talk about synergy. Handling the pressure, moving the ball around, setting up the offense in the half court, and executing.
Visic fighting on the floor. And a jump ball is called, possession arrow to LSU.
Well, that was a possession right there that Arkansas should have continued to go back to the well. They did a really good job on the early possession with Wagner in that screen roll action, finding all the shooters spread out on the perimeter, making the defense have to respect them. And that's how you want to dial something up and have a quality set coming out of a break.
The fans here appreciating the effort from Big Z tonight.
Well-deserved, outstanding performance.
Back-to-back games with 20 or more points, the first time in his career. Sears double team, forced to get rid of it. Now Carter trying to go to work down the lane, and he's fouled as it rolls off the rim. So the foul called against Adu, his second. As Cam Carter to the line to shoot 2. His first free throws of the night. As a team, LSU is just 1 of 4 from the free throw line.
The aggressiveness that they had early on, trying to get paint points, was a strategy that they should have continued in the second half. You have to learn how to utilize the foul count. Get your team into the bonus. That softens up the defense, which allows you to execute your offense without the defensive pressure hindering you. And LSU has to do a good job of trying to get to the free throw line and making it a little bit easier on them down the stretch.
Arkansas throwing it up top. Oh, a little too high. And Avicic is stripped down low.
And Arkansas has been really good on baseline out of bounds opportunities. This is the moment if you're LSU, you have to make sure that you do a better job defensively on these sets.
as Wagner will call out the play. Thero just eats that bump. He said weight room.
Strong finish there by Adu Thero. But listen, I understand it's a minute left in this game. It seems to be, maybe too much of a deficit. But if you're LSU, you want to make sure you continue to run your offense. That's a shot that they might have shot a little too quick. There's so much games left in the season that you want to continue to practice good habits, even in the moments at the end of the game.
Foul committed. Called on Cam Carter.
It's Adu Thero using his body, physicality, and with the inside right hand with that layup. Beautiful extension on the finish.
40.6 seconds remaining here in the second half as Thero to the free throw line. We talked about coming on air that LSU won the first in this matchup earlier this season, January 14th. What was the difference here so far tonight?
Well, Arkansas came out in the second half energetic, spirited, and determined. You could see they're trying to get downhill, get all the way to the basket. They picked up the defensive intensity and were able to wear down the Tigers. This is a big win for Arkansas because obviously, even though you look at the standings and you say maybe you're off the pace, it's always important to get good momentum wins and get in the win column to see if you can string together another on the next outing.
LSU trying to get a quick one. Sears a deep three. It just has not been his night. Shot clock turned off as Arkansas can dribble this one out.
This has been a really strong performance by the Razorbacks, particularly in the second half. Another win for them. Huge for Arkansas.
Final seconds here, and it is official. Arkansas with a 70-58 win over LSU. Zvonimir Ivisic, what he did Saturday versus Alabama, and what he did tonight, how about following up that performance?
Well, Ivisic is putting the league on notice that when he's becoming at the top of the scouting report, that he can answer the bell. He's playing high-level basketball for the Hogs.
For my partner, Richard Hendricks, I'm John Schriffen. It's a final here in Arkansas. Let's send it to Kevin Connors in the studio.